everyone. Today I am going to talk about chemical potential. I have already made one video on chemical potential, so I will provide the link of that video in my description box. So first you just go there and watch that video and then continue with this video. So what is chemical potential? So chemical potential is its index, and it uses in the same way like temperature for the thermal equilibrium and pressure for the mechanical equilibrium. So chemical potential is what? In chemical potential, what we try to we find out the effect of any component I in the solution. In the solution, we all know that there are number of components present in the solution. So we need to find out the effect of any change in any component I. If you add or remove any component I in the solution, so the effect of the change of that number of moles of that component I on the properties or on the energy, right? Like in the thermal equilibrium, what is happening in the thermal equilibrium? Heat is flowing from high temperature to low temperature, and due to the heat is spontaneous heat flow is there has to be a change in internal energy of the system. Similar way, in chemical potential, if the number of moles of the any component or any species in the solution is changing, then what is the effect of this? So of course the energy of the system will change, right? So here what we try to do, we are just drive the relationship with chemical potential with energy. So we have number of energies. So we have Gibbs free energy, Helmholtz free energy, enthalpy and internal energy, right? So let's first we derive the relationship with mu I. We know that this mu I is equals to GI bar, which is the partial molar property Gibbs free energy of any component I, which is equal to d daba partial total Gibbs free energy change in number of moles of component I, where pressure, temperature and J is constant. J means other components which are present in the solution are constant, right? Now we know that the total Gibbs free energy of the solution is the function of temperature, pressure, or here we are adding what? The number of moles, so N1, N2, Nr, right? So now differentiate this, exact differential of this equation. So what we get, daba gt is equals to daba gt upon daba t, where p and n is constant, and dt, plus daba gt daba p, where temperature and number of moles are constant, dp, plus daba gt daba ni, where temperature, pressure and where ni is not equal to j. Okay, so this is the one form of this. You can replace this by mu I. So therefore your equation is become dgt daba gt upon daba t pn dt plus daba gt upon daba p Tn dp, and in place of this you can put summation of mu I dni, right? So this is your relation, the change in total Gibbs free energy of the system. So now you can see over here that if the temperature and pressure is constant, right, then this total Gibbs free energy of the system, the change in total Gibbs free energy of the system is totally depend upon the change in number of moles of the system, number of molecules of the system, right? Okay, so this is you can see this equation. Let's take this is the equation number 1. So this equation, you can see from this equation from any closed system. So for any closed system, you know that there is no interaction between the system and surrounding, and then if there is if the system is closed, then the number of moles, the change in number of moles will also remain same. Now let's we know that from the fundamental thermodynamic properties, we know that dg is equals to minus sdt plus vdp. So these are the 4 fundamental thermodynamic properties. right? So I have already made one video on this also. So this is the, dg is equals to minus sdt plus vdp. So at constant temperature, right, and first what we do, we just keep first we keep constant temperature. So dg is equals to vdp, right? So dg upon dp is equals to vt. Or if you write this equation, right, if you write this equation in terms of total Gibbs free energy or total energy, so this will be become dgt upon dp is equals to vt, right? Now in second case, if you keep pressure constant, then dgt, just write down in total Gibbs free energy because we have total in terms of total. So this is become minus st dt. So dgt upon dt is equals to minus st. So these are the two relation. So now we have what we have. We have dgt is equals to dabba gt upon dabba t dt, where p and n is constant, plus dabba gt upon dabba p. This is p, where temperature and n is constant, plus summation of mu I dni. So we can replace these two term, partial differential term by these equations. So what we get, dabba gt is equals to, in terms of this, minus st dt plus vdp total plus summation of mu I dni. Again, if you keep temperature, so this is basically, it's a fundamental relationship for the change in total Gibbs free energy of the solution. If you keep temperature and pressure constant, then the change in total Gibbs free energy, it's totally depend upon the mu I dni, which is the change in number of moles of any component I or composition of any component. Okay, so this is what we understand from this equation. Now you can also write this equation. Gt is equals to mu I ni, summation of mu I ni, right? And for the binary solution, how we can write this equation? So binary solution, x1 mu 1, g is equals to x1 mu 1 plus x2 mu 2. So from this equation, what we come to know, that the chemical potential of component, right? We have two components, so chemical potential of component, thus it seems to be the contribution of that component into the total change in total Gibbs free energy of the solution. So we know that from here we come to know that the chemical potential is an important property of the solution, and it helps us to derive the relationship or to study of chemical equilibria and phase equilibria. You can also derive the other forms of chemical potential, right? So let's take the example of Helmholtz free energy, in terms of Helmholtz free energy, or in terms of internal energy. So let's take first in terms of Helmholtz free energy. So we know that from the fundamental thermodynamic properties, that dA is equals to minus S dt minus P dV. Now here the number of moles are also changing, so you need to be add this term also, mu I dni, right? So at constant here, what is constant? Temperature and volume is constant. So dA, so these term dt is equals to 0, and change in temperature and change in volume will be 0. So dA is equals to summation of mu I dni, or you can write mu I is equals to dA upon dni at constant temperature and volume. So this is another form of chemical potential. You can also write in terms of internal energy or in terms of H. So in terms of an internal energy, so we know that the internal energy is a function of what? It's a function of entropy and volume, right? So directly I can write from the fundamental thermodynamic properties that du is equals to TdS minus PdV. Here again we are adding, because we are talking about the chemical potential, that means the number of moles has to be changed. So summation of mu I dni, right? So at constant entropy and volume, so du is equals to mu I dni, right? So mu I is equals to du upon dni at constant entropy and volume. So for any system it is very difficult to keep constant entropy and volume together. It is we do not use this relationship more often. We use these relation with respect to Gibbs free energy and with respect to Helmholtz energy. Similarly, you can also derive the relation for in terms of this enthalpy also. So enthalpy dH is equals to TdS plus VdP. Again you need to add the summation of mu I dni. Again keep constant this and this, so entropy and P is constant, so dH upon dni mu I at constant entropy and pressure. So this is one more relationship. So in that way you can find out the relationship for the chemical potential in terms of other energy potential, right? So it tells us what is the importance of this. So this chemical potential help us to know about the behavior of the system, how it behaves, right, in terms of if there is a change in number of mole of any component, then what is the effect of this change on energy of the system or energy of the solution. Now let's talk about the effect of temperature on chemical potential. So effect of temperature on chemical potential. So we know that the two relationship. The first one is mu I is equals to daba GT upon daba Ni, where temperature, pressure and number of moles are constant, and we have also derived one relationship is equals to minus St is equals to daba GT upon daba T, where pressure is constant and number of moles are constant, right? So we have these two relations. So now we need to find out the effect of temperature. So what we do, we just differentiate the equation number 1 with respect to temperature and keep pressure and number of moles are constant. So daba mu I upon daba T, where pressure and number of moles are constant, daba square GT upon daba Ni daba T, P and N is constant. Let's take this as the third equation. Now differentiate this equation number 2 with respect to number of moles and keep others constant. So minus St daba St upon daba Ni, where pressure, temperature is constant, is equals to daba square GT upon daba T daba Ni. So this is equation number 4. Now you can see from equation number, if you compare the equation number 3 and equation number 4, so what we get if we compare this, then we have daba mu I upon daba T at constant number, pressure and number of moles equal to minus daba St upon daba Ni P T and N, where J is not equal to I. Here also J is not equal to I. So this is what? This is a partial molar property of any component I, right? So daba mu I upon daba T is equals to this. That means the change in chemical potential with temperature is equals to partial entropy of any component I. You can also simplify this in other variation. So we know that T is equals to H minus Ts. Okay. So now I write down this for any component I. So Hi, or in terms of partial molar property. So partial molar property. Now from here you can find out the value of T SI bar is equals to GI minus HI bar. Fine. Now we have this equation. So DABA just divided by this, because we need to find out the effect of temperature, mu by T, DABA T, okay, at constant pressure and N. Now differentiate mu by T, right? Differentiate this term, okay, by applying U by B rule. So what we get first T is constant and DABA mu I differentiate with respect to T, DABA T minus then T, the differentiation of T is 1 and mu I is constant, okay, and here it is T square. Fine. Now DABA mu I by DABA T is what? Is equals to minus SI bar. So you can replace this. So what we get, DABA mu I by T upon DABA T is equals to T, and here minus SI bar from this relation to here, right? See, minus mu I. So mu I is what? We know that this is GI bar, partial gives free energy of any component I, upon T square. So this has become minus TSI bar minus GI bar upon T square, and we know that minus TSI bar is equals to GI bar minus HI bar minus GI bar upon T square, and this is the DABA mu I T, DABA T. So this is, these two get cancelled, and therefore DABA mu I by T upon DABA T is equals to minus HI bar upon T square. So this relation predicts the effect of temperature on chemical potential, right? So you can see over here, this is the relation which predicts the effect of temperature. Now effect of pressure. So let's write the relation for this. So effect of pressure on chemical potential. So we know that the first equation, which is mu I is equals to GI bar is equals to DABA, total gives free energy, upon DABA Ni, temperature, pressure and number of moles, where I is not equal to J. Okay, and we also know that one relation, which is total volume is equals to DABA GT upon DABA P. Fine. Now we have, let's take this is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. So differentiate equation number 1, because we need to find out the effect of pressure. So equation number 1 with respect to pressure. So DABA mu I upon DABA P, where temperature and number of moles are constant. DABA square GT upon DABA Ni, DABA P, where temperature and number of moles are constant. Let's take this is the equation number 3, and differentiate equation number 2 with respect to number of moles with respect to Ni. So DABA Vt upon DABA Ni, where temperature and what is constant over here, temperature and pressure is constant here. DABA square GT, DABA P, DABA Ni. So now again you can see this, that the right side of these two equation number 3 and equation number 4 is same when you compare this. So after the comparison, compare equation number 3 and equation number 4. So what we get, DABA. So after the comparison, what we get, DABA mu I upon DABA P is equals to DABA Vt upon DABA Ni at constant temperature and pressure. And what is this? This is the partial molar volume of any component I. So DABA mu I upon gamma P and Vi bar. So this is your, it shows the effect of pressure, right? Effect of pressure on chemical potential. So now you can see over here, there is a change in chemical potential with pressure is equal to the partial molar volume of any component. Hopefully you understand this concept, chemical potential. Chemical potential is what? It is the index for which we used for the chemical equilibrium, right? And if you change the number of moles of any component I and component I, then what is the effect of these component on the other potential energy of the system, right? So this is about today's video. Thank you.